a couple things about Final Cut so that you could practice some stuff while I'm gone. I hope you're all being good for Mrs. Homan. So I know I've shown this to most of you, but if I haven't yet, we want to go to File, Import, just like we do in iMovie. And you go to Files, and we'll create a new event. This is just a test. And I'll just go down to my movies and just select, it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll select this for Buff Video, that Nick shot. So it'll take a little bit for it to load, then we're going to go to test. So now we have all this footage in here. So the first thing you want to do when you're creating a new project is you go to this little, it looks like a film reel at the bottom, and we're going to click add a new project because we don't want to create a project on top of another project. So I'll just call this one test. And the default event means that is what footage will automatically be shown when you bring up this project. So you go to OK. I guess stepping back a little bit, this is where all your raw footage is. This is where you're going to see what you've created, and this is where your timeline is. So this is where you'll do all your editing. So, we're looking at the footage, and I know he has some bad language in the first part. So what we want to do, if you want to cut a segment out, is if you click your I key, that will create the end, and your space bar is going to play just like it did for iMovie. So say we want to cut it here again, then you press your O key, and we can drag that down into our timeline. And if you're in your timeline and you decide, I want to take this part out, you can always click down here and select your blade tool. And we'll do this a lot with our announcements when we're editing those announcements. So you just, say I want to take this clip out. Just click that, and then you go back to your select, just select it, and then click your delete button. So it's pretty easy and fun to do. And say I'm like, I want to get the end of this clip, so I just click my I key again and literally just drag that down. And I can show you guys some shortcut versions on the keyboard for this, but for now I'll just show you how to do it, regularly. So next, I guess we can talk about all these tools. Select, obviously, you can select clips. Trim is if you say I want to take off some of this clip, and I know, so I just slide it this way, and then I can add some more of the other clip while I'm doing that. That's a little more advanced, and we can get more into that. Position, if I want to change the position without making everything move, then I can do that, and it'll hold a position place. See that like almost empty black square? That's holding a position. Next, range selection is you're just selecting a range of the clip. Pretty simple. Blade, I already showed you that. Zoom, it's pretty easy. Hand tool is just normal hand tool where you can move things. It's not really working for me right now, but it's just a hand tool. Over here, we're going to use this stuff a lot. Here's where your music is, sound effects, stuff like that. We have our transition, so if I want to put, a cross dissolve in between here, then I have a little cross dissolve in between the clips here. So, well, that didn't work very well, but and then you can, I know some of you have done this already, but you can pick titles. So we have our credits down here, up at the top, trailer, build-in. So we'll use these a lot at the beginning and end of our shows. We also have, this is very important when we're using the green screen. I've showed some people this. So say this clip had a green screen behind it. If we type down here the keyer and you click this and drag it over that, that's going to turn your green screen black. I mean, right now we don't have a green screen, so it looks a little weird. And say you wanted to insert a picture as your backdrop, you would just go File, Import. I'm not sure if I have any pictures on here. Let's see, pictures. Looks like we have a Hurley fan pic, so that should be fun. So we'll import that, and say you wanted this picture to be your backdrop. So you're just gonna literally drag, and usually if you have the green screen up, just that picture would show up behind, but I don't have green screen footage at the moment, so I just kind of have to show you. And say you're like, I don't really like this this background. If you go to this is your info tab, and you select this clip, you can easily just undo the keyer. So you can take it off and put it back on. And that's pretty much with any effect that you do, because there's a lot of different effects you can put on your videos. Like for example, like if you wanted it to look like, you know, old-timey 50s TV, you just cover that. See? And then it blacks it out. I thought it was going to work. Or maybe I want this one to look like aged paper, which I just think is a funny name. But then this clip, see, it almost looks like aged paper. So that's kind of some cool stuff you can play around with. Yeah, so, you know, for now, I think that'll get you started. You all know this key if I want to import straight from the camera. I'm not connected to a media device, so we can't do that right now. But the main thing to remember is to add a new project to your library, so that we're not, you know, creating projects on top of projects. And then I have this little timeline, and you always want to check the audio on, particularly for our announcement clips. So if you go back to your information and you go to audio, and we can have it, let's just show that. You can have it analyze your audio, which is a really cool feature, and it'll tell you if you have too much background noise, if it needs to be a little bit louder. See this yellow mark, see we have some background noise in there, and you just click it and it's done. So say you know, it doesn't say it needs to be louder, but you want it to be louder. Click that button, it's going to increase the level. So those are just some cool things. You know, if somebody's mic is too low, or we can't hear them as well, you just kick up the loudness, and you can hear them a lot better. Or maybe the background noise needs to be removed. So that's just under the audio enhancements tabs. And there's a lot more that we can do with Final Cut, but this will get you started, you know, practicing. And really how you learn is by playing with the different stuff that you can do with it, and, you know, kind of figuring it out for yourself. So I hope you're having a great week, and I will see you soon.